I don't want to be mad at you. I don't want to.
Okay. You notice what she said to Jock? I love you. I want to be better. And then the shrug. Sometimes we can't see the picture because we in the frame.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book 91. All right, listen, we're talking to you guys about when she can't forgive herself, she'll punish you. And that's my English there. I had to shorten it, but she'll punish you, right? And the reason why is because I believe that Kendra's in a state where she cannot forgive herself. And what is she forgiving herself from? Making the decision that she has made to stay in this relationship and then get married with it, right? There was a whole lot of madness beforehand. And when couples get together and people are at the verge of marriage, right? At the verge of getting wedded, and they give them, then they find out this kind of information which blows a hole in the whole entire relationship just before they're about to commit a lifetime. There's a struggle in someone's mindset and their psyche in terms of being able to say, well, let's put this on hold or let's quit this, because it's like we're so close at the finishing line. I believe that someone like Kendra is suffering from the fact that she made this choice to continue into this relationship. But because she had her ulterior motives, which was financial, business, and of course she must have loved him and cared about him as well. I think that's why she took on the decision to go forward, because was there enough time for her to have healed from the actual healed from a proper situation in time to be able to operate in a relationship the way she needed to? We just saw a clip there where she was talking and the experts pointed out quite clearly how when she's talking and saying, I love you, Jock, the reason why she has her body language is different to what she's saying is because while she does care for him, right, she's in pain. And while she says she loves him, you know, the issue of his behavior, according to her, is contradictory to how she is feeling about the relationship. In a sense, how she feels about the relationship is not what she sees outwardly in the relationship in general. And I think that's where she's suffering with. There is a cognitive dissonance. And until you forgive yourself of making this choice, Kendra, you're going to suffer. Right? Until you forgive yourself of quote unquote, I've accepted this kind of behavior and I don't know why, you're gonna struggle, right? Clearly you love the man, you care about him, y'all have a good chemistry, you forgave him because you thought you can get over it. And I think she's struggling to get over that hill of being able to get over it. And thus, as she's self-inflicting injury on herself, she's then inflicting an injury back onto Jock. Let's talk about it. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification. They're up. Loads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked and stay loaded. You already know what it is, baby. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated. Listen, I think in realness now, with this situation, Kendra and Jock are in this precarious position, and she not being able to forgive herself is inflicting injury into the relationship. You're gonna feel how I feel, in a sense of it's the energy that's coming out, right? And the contradictory body language to her actual words are a state of how she feels in her heart. There's turmoil. There's turmoil because there's a I want to love you and I want to care about you, but there's so much pain and I don't know how to exit that space. And I think that's what Kendra's coming there for. I think Kendra's coming there for to learn how to exit out of the place of pain. This does not negate what he has done in the past. It's simply saying she needs to navigate the place of pain. Let's watch a little bit more, and we're going to talk a little bit as well about what we're seeing as well.
It's crazy, yo.
I completely agree with Linda that Kendra cannot go on constantly being triggered over something that is old news to the public and old news to her. Kendra has got to make this.
Now, if you even watch their body language, they didn't even. He sat next to her, but there's a gap between the two of them. And the reality is there's an emotional intimacy issue at the moment. Emotional intimacy, how she feels about him deep down. Versus what she's showing, two different things, right? See, she can be there in body. She can give you sex. She can, talk converse, all those things, but how she's even sitting is telling you how she really feels. And until she, and that's why she gets into those arguments with him. That's why things blow up. That's why in episode 1 it went all mad. It's because you're not being honest with how you feel. Now, like she said in the very beginning of this particular part 1, when I said it, how she felt was that she's angry. And like the expert said, with that anger, you're going to struggle to, you're going to close up, you're going to harden, you're going to struggle to open yourself up. And a lot of times your anger is actually also with yourself. The first video I did about anger towards him and wanting retribution and wanting the fact that maybe his actions haven't spoken about the fact that, you know, where's the restitution? But I think also an anger that we also have a lot of times is when this thing happens to us, there's an anger to ourselves. Why haven't I left? Why am I taking this? Why am I allowing this to happen? Why? I mean, I thought I forgave. Why am I so angry? And the reality is, if she does the work, she'll realize that something is latent and underneath it all. So as much as Jock hurt her, someone else hurt her first, and Jock's stuff is added on top. And you got to learn to forgive yourself. You got to learn to give yourself a break. You got to learn to say, to love yourself, right? And of course, you've chosen a path where it's like, I've forgiven him and I'm going to go back into a relationship. Why? But you went for it for a reason. You felt like this could work. You felt like you could overcome. And therefore, you got to trust and believe in your judgment. But in doing that, you've got to be able to let go. And that could be the very hardest thing to do when you're in a relationship, because the pressure that's coming is still affecting those wounds. What she's going to need is some time out, not necessarily from the relationship all the way. I don't want to say that, but maybe that might be a part of it. But I think it's time for self. So not so much focus on the business and all that kind of stuff that's around your relationship, but a focus more on herself. Getting time to spend with self, facing self in the mirror, and not just moving and bypassing how she truly feels, you know? Let's have a look. Let's look at this little last bit again.
Decisions. If I'm going to stay in this marriage, I have to create new energy in our relationship. Apollo.
Now you saw she reached over and put her hand on his thigh to say, you know, his hand, you know, say she's with him. She is trying, you know what I mean? She's trying, but it don't feel good. I'll be honest with you. It don't feel good. And that's one of the hardest things in a relationship. When you don't feel good, it can be hard to do good, right? And to overcome, because you don't trust that by doing good, it's going to come back to you. And even if you watch closely, they're still pretty much separated, right? They're pretty much separated. They're still doing their own kind of thing, you know, but I guess it's cold as well. So we can give her that grace as well. But look, I just wanted to put that point across. I think if you can't forgive yourself, you're going to struggle to be able to not punish the other person, because your self-infliction is now beginning to leak onto the other person as well. So like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked and loaded. We'll see you again soon for another video. Much love.